Hello, I'm Faye Barker. A senior minister has dismissed allegations about how Boris Johnson funded his Downing Street flat refurbishment as tittle-tattle. Liz Truss said Mr Johnson paid for it himself. It comes after his ex-adviser Dominic Cummings claimed the PM wanted Tory donors to fund the project. Labour has demanded a full investigation. Well, our political correspondent Daniel Hewitt joins me now. So, Daniel, explain what is this all about?
Well, all this relates to a refurbishment of a flat in number 11 Downing Street where Boris Johnson lives with his fiancée, Carrie Symonds, and their young son. The refurbishment reportedly cost around £200,000. Now, Downing Street say Boris Johnson paid for the costs himself and no rules have been broken here. All that, though, was cast into doubt when Dominic Cummings, remember him, the Prime Minister's former senior adviser, said that the Prime Minister, when he was working in number 10, was plotting an, and I quote, unethical, foolish, possibly illegal plan to get Conservative donors to secretly fund the refurbishment. Now, if Boris Johnson had received money at any stage from a Tory donor, he would have had to declare it. Now, crucially today, we asked the Government Minister, Liz Truss, about this, and she didn't deny that at some point a Tory donor may have borrowed the money or lent Boris Johnson the money. This is what she had to say.
The Prime Minister has met the costs of the Downing Street refurbishment from his own pocket, and everything that needs to be declared either has been or will be declared officially.
So did he take money at any stage from a Tory donor?
As I've said, he has met the costs out of his own pocket.
Now, the government is supposed to publish a list of ministers' interests twice a year. The last one showing that money donated to them was published in July last year. Now, Labour say that list has to be published immediately. They want Boris Johnson to come to Parliament to answer questions on this, and at very least, they say a government minister should come to Parliament tomorrow to face questions from MPs over this growing list, they say, of alleged sleaze in the heart of government. OK,
Daniel, thank you. India's Prime Minister says his country has been shaken by the storm of coronavirus infections. Another 350,000 new cases of the virus were announced today, the highest rate in the world for the 4th consecutive day. Just a warning, Helen Keenan's report contains images you may find distressing.
This is the reality of the coronavirus second wave sweeping India. Those struggling to breathe turning to makeshift oxygen centres. Some still arrive at the overcrowded hospitals that are buckling under the pressure. A shortage of oxygen is deepening what is already seen as a global crisis. With young people becoming badly infected too, doctors are starting to feel the strain.
The issue is that this time the number of people requiring O2, even the youngsters, the rapidity with which this virus is spreading in youngsters has increased. We were not aware that oxygen demand will increase in such a great rate because this virus was unpredictable.
For a 4th consecutive day, India has registered a new world record for daily infections. A further 349,691 cases. The country is experiencing the world's worst coronavirus surge. Amid criticism for their response so far, the government ramped up its efforts, transporting cylinders of oxygen on special express trains, planes and trucks in an attempt to alleviate the chronic shortage. Earlier this year, the Indian government thought they were on their way to defeating the virus after a significant drop in cases. But this second wave that has exploded across the country appears even more deadly. Helen Keenan, ITV News.
In Iraq, 82 people have been killed after a fire ripped through a hospital in Baghdad. The country's Interior Ministry says the fire broke out in the intensive care unit treating coronavirus patients. More than 100 others have been injured. Initial reports suggest it began after an oxygen tank exploded. Here, the government's released a series of photographs as part of a campaign to encourage younger people to get a vaccine. Among them, Salisbury Cathedral, which is one of more than 2,800 sites being used for vaccinations. Well, the photo shows some of the 33 million people who've now received at least one jab, including this shot on Rathlin Island in Northern Ireland, where GP Gavin Chestnut vaccinated a 92-year-old man in his garden. Well, the campaign's aimed at encouraging people under the age of 15 to have a vaccine after research showed younger people are more likely to be more hesitant. Finally, Hollywood's biggest night, the Oscars, takes place tonight. Delayed by 2 months because of COVID, the ceremony will be split between Los Angeles' Union Station as well as its traditional Dolby Theatre home. But unlike so many other awards this past year, there'll be only a few virtual acceptance speeches.
No, I'm not homeless. I'm just houseless. Not the same thing, right?
No. Well, this film, Nomadland, about a woman travelling through America's West, living off temporary jobs, is favourite to pick up several of the biggest awards. That's it for now. Kylie Penslow will be here with the evening news at 6:30. Until then, have a lovely afternoon. Bye-bye.